Tigray fighters are preparing for a five-pronged attack on Welkait Humera Tsegede. Developments on the ground indicate that simultaneously the offensive could be launched from these five directions. Preparations are there. I want to share details with you. When will the offensive be launched? Will it be launched, or is it just a pressure tactic to force the federal government to come to the table and solve the issue of return of IDPs and status of Welkait? That remains to be seen. So, question is, which five fronts are being worked on by Tigray fighters to take control of Volga? Then is there anything new to this plan? Because in the past several times, Tigray forces tried to take control of Western Tigray. They could not. But things are different. As I mentioned in last night's live chat, I believe this time Tigray force is stronger because of Eritrean support for them, because of their support from Sudan, and because of fractures within Amhara groups. We'll keep the video restricted to the five fronts only. We'll analyze the role of Fano, role of Eritrea in some other videos. In this video, I want to share with you the mobilization on the ground, where Tigray fighters are beefing up their military deployment. It does not mean that war is imminent over Volkait, but tensions are there, military mobilization is there, and the deployment of Tigray fighters is offensive, not defensive. When you make offensive military deployments, you are making preparations for offensive operations. That is why we're warning about situation in Volkait, situation in Western Tigray, issue of IDPs must be solved, issue of status of the territory should be solved. Otherwise, Tigray fighters are making offensive preparations, and Amhara forces making defensive preparations. They are there in Takaze, across Takaze, in Humera Tsegede, they're building up militias. Maybe you could see reinforcements arrive of ENDF in Humera Tsegede in coming days. Which five fronts? Well, first major front where the mobilization of Tigray fighters is being seen is Shiraro to Takaze. There is one main road from Shiraro to Humera. It's almost parallel to Tigray Eritrea border. This road passes over Takaze River near Ediabo. Ediabo in Tigray, not Ediabo on Eritrea Tigray border. This Ediabo is right on Takaze River. So Tigray fighters making offensive preparations, being seen heading from Shiraro along the road towards Takaze River. First front. Second front is from Shire. Shire is going to play a key role. It's going to be the headquarter of the Tigray fighters. From Shire, they are advancing in two directions. Firstly, towards Endabagna, which is along main road, Shire to Mesebre Road, Shire to Endabagna. Secondly, Shire to Ediramats road. It's a long road, obviously. From Shire, you reach Dadebut first. Dadebut is right on Takaze. If you cross Dadebut, cross Takaze, then you enter the territory which is disputed, and then you move towards Ediramats, long way to Ediramats. But second, so from Shire, the movement of Tigray fighters in two directions, towards Indabagna and towards Dadebut. Two fronts. Shiraro to Humera, Shere to Dadabad, Shere to Endabagna, three fronts. From Debre Abbey, you can call a smaller front. From Debre Abbey to, they might want, they'll try to make a move into uh, Salamti, into Waldiba monastery side. Fourth major front is from Sudan, where Tigray fighters are organizing themselves. They have been seen their videos, pictures. I shared several with you. Shiririna is the place in Sudan, not far away from Ethiopia, Sudan border, where they're based. From Shiririna, they'll move obviously towards Humera. Four fronts. Fifth front is a very interesting one. Though Tigray will never acknowledge that its fighters are being mobilized on this fifth front. Fifth front is Hajar to Humera. If war breaks out for the control of Welkait between Tigray forces and the Ethiopian National Defense Force, Eritrea might not be involved directly, but I think that through Hajar, Tigray fighters will try to cross Eritrea-Tigray border and reach Humera. Humera is right on the border. It's not far away from Eritrean border, and there is a well-built road, I think, there from Hajar towards Humera. And that could be a game changer. The offensive from Eritrean territory by Tigray fighters could be a game changer. It will be difficult for ENDF, for Amhara forces to hold on to Welkait, especially if Eritrean military provides cover to Tigray fighters in the form of shelling. If Eritrean military starts shelling Humera and then Tigray fighters make a move into Humera, ENDF and Amhara forces will find it hard to defend Humera. It could be easy for them to control Humera than to control Ediramas, I think, because Humera is very close to Eritrean border. These are the five main fronts on which the movement of Tigray fighters is being confirmed. I told you about deployment of Eritrean military on Hajar front. Could there be deployment of Tigray fighters too? I don't know. It's not that we have confirmed information about the movement of Tigray fighters there, but I think if war breaks out for Welkait, you will definitely see a movement from Hajar towards Humera. Now, the purpose of making this video is that the issue of Welkait, Western Tigray, should not be taken lightly. It's a ticking time bomb. It's a flashpoint which can explode any time. Tigray forces, Tigray leaders, they say that federal government is not interested in solving the issues of return of IDPs and status of Welkait. That is why they should make military moves. The mobilization of Tigray fighters could be military posturing too. That Tigray is flexing its muscles, telling the federal government that if you don't listen to us, we will make a move militarily. Or Tigray fighters could be testing the ground and they could launch this offensive, multi-pronged attack on Welkait in coming weeks. All that remains to be seen. Hopefully, better sense will prevail. Hopefully, federal government and Tigray leaders will sit. I think they should sit, they should talk, they should publicly talk about the issue of return of IDPs. They should publicly talk about the status of the territory claimed by Tigray and Amhara groups. What is the federal government do? What are the two parties doing to solve this issue? And the people of Tigray, people of Amhara, people of other parts of the world, they should not encourage this war. If it happened, they should rather say no to war. They should ask the leaders to solve the issue through dialogue. Thank you for watching.